back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens. Welcome back to our channel for another late-night deep dive into the absolute madness happening in Genoa City. Grab a snack and get comfortable, because we have a lot to unpack today, and trust me, you are going to want to hear every single detail of this mess. I cannot believe they are actually doing this. I am literally screaming at my television screen right now, typing this up at 2 a.m. because I cannot sleep after watching the latest episode, and I just need to get this out of my system before my head explodes. Are we seriously supposed to sit back and watch Phyllis Summers fall into bed with Matt Clark? I mean, honestly, what is going through the writers' heads right now? Because I have been watching this show for years, and this has to be one of the most toxic, disgusting, and completely baffling pairings they have ever tried to shove down our throats. And I know some people are loving this whole broken outcasts, finding each other vibe, but personally, I am sick to my stomach. Matt Clark is a monster. He is a literal monster. And the fact that Phyllis is even giving him the time of day is making me question everything I thought I knew about her character. But let's back up for a second. Let's just look at how we even got to this scandalous train wreck of a romance. Matt has been laying it on thick lately, hasn't he? He's been showering Phyllis with all these compliments, telling her how radiant she looks, inviting her out to dinner like he's some kind of perfect gentleman. And Phyllis, who is usually so sharp and so cynical, is just eating it up. She is actually buying into this whole routine. Matt gave her this whole speech about how nobody understands him, and oh, look at that, nobody understands Phyllis either. They are just two misunderstood souls against the world. Give me a break. It is the oldest trick in the book, and Phyllis is falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. I mean, she is practically melting every time he looks at her with those puppy dog eyes. So now we have this budding romance that is sending shock waves through Genoa City, and I am just sitting here waiting for the other shoe to drop, because you know Matt is playing a game. Or is he? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe his amnesia is real and he actually thinks he's this sweet, reformed guy. But even if he thinks he's a good guy now, he still did all those horrific things. You cannot just erase a lifetime of psychopathic behavior because you got hit on the head and forgot about it. But Phyllis is acting like he is some kind of misunderstood saint who just needs a hug. It is infuriating! She is completely ignoring all the red flags because she likes the attention. She likes that he looks at her like she is the only woman in the world. And then, of course, the inevitable happened. Nick Newman found out. And oh my God, was it spectacular. I have never been so entirely on Nick's side in my entire life. Nick accidentally walking in on Matt and Phyllis getting way too uncomfortably intimate was the exact kind of explosive drama I live for. Picture this. Nick is just going about his business, probably stressed out of his mind about his own issues, and bam, he catches Phyllis and Matt making out passionately, practically falling into a private suite together. I mean, the sheer horror on Nick's face. You could literally see the blood boiling in his veins. Nick completely lost his mind, and honestly, can you blame him? He exploded. He went absolutely ballistic, confronting Matt right there on the spot. I was half expecting Nick to just start throwing punches and rip Matt's head off, and part of me was cheering for him to do it. Nick got right in Matt's face, screaming at him to stay the hell away from the mother of his child. The tension was off the charts. You could cut the hostility in that room with a knife. Nick is a guy who has been through hell and back because of Matt, so seeing his ex-wife, the mother of his daughter, wrapping her arms around his abuser, that is a level of betrayal that I don't even think Nick can fully process right now. Because let's not forget what Matt Clark just did to Nick in Las Vegas. Remember that? It wasn't even that long ago. Matt kidnapped Nick. He tied him up in a storage room. He intentionally fed Nick's fentanyl addiction, pumping him full of drugs to watch him spiral into absolute degradation. Matt wanted to destroy Nick from the inside out, to turn him into a junkie so he would lose everything and everyone he loved. Nick almost died because of Matt. Adam had to literally risk his own life to try and save him. And now Phyllis is kissing this guy? Are you kidding me, Phyllis? How can she just conveniently ignore the fact that the man she is taking to bed tried to murder her ex-husband with narcotics? And it is not just about Nick. What about Sharon? Let's talk about Sharon Newman for a second, because my heart aches for her in all of this. Matt Clark brutally raped Sharon years ago. He is the source of some of the deepest, darkest trauma in Sharon's entire life. And Phyllis knows this. Phyllis and Sharon have history. They literally survived being held hostage together by Martin Laurent at that creepy clinic. They bonded. They saved each other's lives. They formed this unspoken sisterhood of survival. And now Phyllis is dating the man who violated Sharon. It is a massive, unforgivable betrayal of the girl code. If I were Sharon, I would never speak to Phyllis again. I would cross the street if I saw her coming. It is just so disrespectful to everything Sharon has survived. But of course, when Nick threw all of this in Phyllis's face, what did she do? She defended him. I could not believe my ears. Phyllis actually stood there, looking Nick dead in the eye, and defended Matt Clark. She had the absolute audacity to claim that she knows a different, sweeter version of Matt. A sweeter version? Phyllis, the man is a psychopath. He doesn't have a sweeter version. He has a manipulative, calculated persona that he puts on to get what he wants. She is completely delusional. She is letting her own loneliness and her desperate need for validation blind her to the fact that she is sleeping with the enemy. She actually thinks she can fix him. She thinks her love is going to magically cure his psychopathy. It is pathetic, honestly. So Nick rightly brings up Summer. Oh man, Summer is going to absolutely lose her mind when she finds out about this. Nick threw that right in Phyllis's face, pointing out that Summer Newman is never, ever going to approve of this sick romance. Summer has been trying so hard to rebuild her relationship with her mother. They have been working together to take down Victor and get Newman Enterprises back. They have been a team. And now Phyllis is going to throw a grenade into her relationship with her daughter for a guy who tortured her father? Summer is going to disown her. She is going to cut Phyllis out of her life for good this time. And Phyllis is going to have nobody to blame but herself. I mean, does Phyllis not see the irony here? She is fighting Victor Newman tooth and nail because he is a manipulative monster who ruins lives. But she is jumping into bed with Matt Clark, who is literally the exact same thing, if not worse. Wait, okay, back to the point. Maybe Phyllis has an ulterior motive? Sometimes I wonder if she is playing 4D chess and using Matt to get back at Victor, since Victor was using Matt as a spy against Kane. Maybe Phyllis is trying to turn Victor's weapon against him? But no, look at the way she acts around Matt. The longing looks, the defensive posture when Nick attacks him, she is genuinely falling for this guy. She has lost her edge. She has let a few sweet words and some fake amnesia turn her brain to mush. And let's talk about this amnesia for a second. I know this show is trying to make us feel sorry for Matt, showing him crying in the gym, punching bags, begging to know who he is, but I am not buying it. I know some of you in the forums are saying, oh, but he really wants redemption. No, he doesn't. A tiger doesn't change its stripes. Even if he doesn't remember his crimes right now, that darkness is still inside him. It is just lying dormant, waiting for the right trigger. And when Matt finally snaps, because we all know he is going to snap, Phyllis is going to be right in the blast zone. She is playing with fire, and she is drenched in gasoline. I just don't understand why the writers are destroying Phyllis's character like this. I've been watching since 2015, and this is by far the worst thing they have ever done to her. Remember when they tried to pair her up with Ronan Malloy? Yeah, that didn't work either. But at least Ronan wasn't a serial torturer. Phyllis has always been an anti-hero, a bad girl with a heart of gold who makes questionable choices. But she has always fiercely protected her family. Nick and Summer are her family. By choosing Matt, she is actively choosing to hurt the people she claims to love most. It contradicts everything Phyllis stands for. It makes her look weak, desperate, and foolish. So where do we go from here? Nick is obviously not going to let this go. He is going to make it his personal mission to destroy Matt and save Phyllis from herself, even if she doesn't want to be saved. He is going to rally the troops. He will probably go to Victor, go to Adam, go to anyone who will listen to figure out a way to get Matt out of Genoa City before he destroys Phyllis completely. And honestly, I am dreading the moment Summer finds out. The screaming match between Summer and Phyllis is going to be legendary, but it is also going to be heartbreaking. I am just so frustrated with this whole storyline. I want the old Phyllis back. I want the Phyllis who would see right through a guy like Matt Clark and use him for her own gain, not fall into his arms because he called her pretty. This scandalous romance is going to rip Genoa City apart. And while the drama is definitely entertaining, the character assassination is hard to watch. But you know what? I am going to keep watching because I have to see how this train wreck ends. I have to see the look on Phyllis's face when Matt's true colors finally come out. Am I the only one who feels this way? Please tell me I am not crazy. Let me know what you guys think, because I am losing my mind over here.